Thanksgiving tomorrow with my son and his wife's house and my granddaughter, Ramona. So I already have my, I bought some pie crusts, and they're already made. So you're supposed to roll them out flat and let them get room temperature, which I already have done. And I preheated my oven to 425 degrees, so it's getting ready to go. And you're not supposed to put any shortening on this. I actually asked my sister and some friends, and they said, no, don't put any shortening on here. There's already enough in the pie crust, so that's good. And I've already opened up the cans and cleaned one of them out and put it in here. And I put in 4 eggs. Normally use 2 eggs per pie, so I get my 4 eggs, and of course you use 1 can of pumpkin mix. I'm going to put that in there, and so I have the pumpkin ready to go. I'm going to clean this out a little bit better. Can't wait to have some of this pumpkin pie. I'm sure it's going to turn out really well. And I actually printed out about 5 different pumpkin recipes, trying to figure out which one I should use. And they want ingredients like cinnamon and ginger and molasses and brown sugar and so on, salt, evaporated milk, a little bit of salt, cinnamon, and sugar. And let's see what else this has. That's about it. And cloves. But since I'm using sweetened condensed milk, it's a 14-ounce can. That's what the recipe calls for. And this one I don't even have to use the can opener. I had to use a can opener. I've used a can opener for a long time. I just need to open them up and pour it out. Get that all ready to go. Stuff's pretty sweet. People tell me now you don't need to use any sugar at all if you use this sweetened condensed milk. Boy, that is sweet stuff. It's almost like a pudding in itself already. Ready to go. I can't find my smaller spatulas. I know I have a set somewhere, but you know, a bachelor's kitchen. It's always a challenge to keep track of things. So I have those basic ingredients. Yeah, a good man, you just wipe your hands off on your pants. You know, you don't need to wipe them off on any of these fancy towels or anything. So got a couple extra mixing bowls there just in case I need them. And I probably should have a glass of wine while I'm doing this, but then on second hand I probably shouldn't. So, and then I can either use, I guess, cinnamon and brown sugar and sage and ginger and all that type of thing. And I had my brown sugar all ready to go, but I guess I don't need that since I'm using that sweetened, what is it, sweetened condensed milk, not evaporated milk. So it says just to use pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin pie spice. And 1 teaspoon per pie. So, I've got to have my glasses on here so I can read. There's a 4th teaspoon, half. 1 teaspoon, there we go, right there. So, if I can get it in there, how about that? I can. Whoops, got to spill a little extra. There's 1. There's the second one. Alright. So, according to this recipe, it's as simple as that. You just put in the pumpkin puree, a can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 teaspoon of pie spice, and the baked pie crust, and and 2 eggs, and of course you double all that for each pie, which I've done, and then kind of mix it up. And I don't know if I should get my mixer out here and mix it up, or just mix it up by hand. We'll see here. I think I can do pretty well. I got a couple extra mixers just in case. I got to make sure that fork doesn't go down the garbage disposal. So I think I will go check the recording here. Let's see if I'm actually recording. Yep, looks like I am. How about that? So this is just going to be wonderful. I probably should have beaten the eggs up before I added everything else. So I'm going to use this whip thing. That should get the eggs all broken up, mixed in properly. I think this is called a whisker, or maybe it's a rather than a whip. We used to have a really nice bullwhip on the farm, so I know what a whip is. So I think this is a whisk. Gotta get the terminology right. I'm gonna be a good cook, have any respect. So, whoops. You don't want it to split flying all over. So, okay, so I'm gonna let that set for a moment. And then, these are all nice and room temperature now. I'm gonna put those in here. You're supposed to press them down to the surface really, really good and tight. And then you go around the edge of the pie and do this routine. I remember my mom used to do this all the time when I was growing up. I'm not for sure how to do it. I think you just sort of pinch stuff together. This is not going to be real pretty, folks. How do I do this? But it'll taste the same, right? No matter what it looks like. The presentation is everything. So important. I have to work on that. Maybe I'll have to have somebody show me. I've only made one pie before in my life, and that was a cherry pie about 15 years ago. So I cannot claim to be real good at this. I remember my mom running a knife around the edge to kind of trim off the extra stuff. So maybe I should try that. Which knife do you think I ought to use? That one? Nah, probably not. Yeah. How about, I'm going to use that one. How about that one? That's pretty good. Alright, so I'm just going to run my knife around there to trim off the excess. Probably shouldn't do that. I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not. But too late now, huh? I took all that pretty little edging off there. Maybe I'll leave the other one with that on. Probably should put flour on my hands, huh? Look like a real cook. Well, it looks pretty good there, folks. All right. I'm going to try to pinch this up a little bit. Make it look prettier. Probably when you put the second crust on, maybe that's when you really try to make it look pretty. But of course, for the pumpkin pie, you're not going to have the second crust. No idea what I'm doing here. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and trim that one off too. That looks pretty skanky without that. That's a technical term, by the way. Skanky, it's a technical cooking term. Thought you'd appreciate that. Alright. Well, touch it up here a little bit. It looks like a little bit of a hole there. I don't want that to. I'll patch it up with some extra dough. Yeah. Alright. So, just need to pour that stuff in. And then pour the mix in. Let me get rid of this extra dough here. So this will be interesting. Let's see, you think I got it half and half here? Yeah, pretty close. So that looks pretty good, folks. I think my oven is all ready to go at 425. Yeah, I think it's going to work. So, I actually don't need these gloves yet, but I got a nice pair of baking gloves. I think I can just pull this out. It's pretty dangerous. Set my pies on there without spilling. See how wonderful that looks? Alright, I'm going to slide this back in very carefully. And shut the door. Whoops. And note the time, 9:15. So I'm supposed to leave it at 425 degrees for 15 minutes and then lower it down to 350 for about 40 minutes. So I'll let you know how all this worked.